Yeah, hi. Alright, so here's a quick video. I don't know how long this is going to be. So I just want. So this could be a follow video about a recent video I have made. I don't know when I'm going to upload which. But I pointed out. I think I'm going to definitely upload this right after the last video. So basically, in the previous video, prior to this, I've talked about that how Vince McMahon, even if WWE, if Vince McMahon was to leave WWE, it would not get better. And a lot of people say like, oh, what? Like a lot of common sayings is that, oh, why not have Triple H run WWE or Stephanie? Like a lot of people say Stephanie, like or not Stephanie, mostly Triple H. They want like them to run the WWE or whatever. They basically just they don't want Vince to be in charge anymore. But most of they want Triple H to be in charge because they think man, Triple H is so good. Why not? Because we love NXT. First of all, I'm in the opinion, and I think like a lot of people who actually have a brain and not a smart would say that NXT was definitely overrated. Okay, and I know a lot of smarks are gonna get angry about this. I'm sorry, NXT sucked and was overrated when Triple H run it, and I'm sorry, NXT just sucks in general. It doesn't matter what color it is, black and gold, colorful. NXT hasn't always was suck. Like the only thing about the recent NXT now is that, like it or not, there's some characters on the show. You know, there's actually characters on the show, and there's at least a little bit of sex appeal with the women. Before with the fucking NXT, the black and gold, bunch of disgusting She-Hulks, feminist bullshit, fucking with the women's wrestling, main eventing crap. You had freaking a lot of these indie wrestlers doing indie shit didn't look and act like wrestlers. I'm sorry, like listen, it's not about like if a wrestler's from the indies. It's about the indie mentality where they only learn or know how to entertain for indie wrestling fans, like indie like smarky fans. They're not willing to fucking entertain people who are like, basically people to become bigger stars. That's why I say about the indie mentality. Like a lot of these wrestlers have the indie mentality, and that's a problem. And for some reason, Triple H, again, basically WNXT was an indie version of WWE. And for a lot of people said it was good because all it's like a bunch of indie guys, bunch of indie shit going on. And again, there was like with the indie NXT, there was no stories, no characters. There were a bunch of fucking wrestlers just doing wrestling matches where it was like fake awesome bullshit. Now that's what basically we see in AEW. And again, like it's pathetic. Like a lot of people, they claim they like that NXT, even though they turned their back on that NXT because it was on Wednesday nights with AEW, and then they fucking switched to AEW because AEW better than WWE, man. Yeah, they you know how sheep they are. They said they go on to say that NXT was the best thing about WWE, yet they fucking turn their back on NXT for AEW. And like, don't give me this bullshit that all because it became 2 hours. It was basically the same shit. What are you guys talking about? It's the same fucking shit. Okay. And then, but again, when NXT went to Tuesday nights, what happened? People still didn't fucking give a fuck about NXT. What does that tell you? People weren't watching, and then that's why it rebranded. Okay. If you guys really loved NXT, why weren't you guys watching on Tuesday nights when they rebranded? You guys basically like stopped saying like NXT good or whatever. You guys didn't give a fuck about NXT, but you started to care about NXT because it rebranded. And then they have guys like Braun Breaker now. Apparently, you guys don't like muscle dudes or whatever. You don't like wrestlers who look and act like wrestlers. Even though Braun Breaker, first of all, a good wrestler, and he's actually fucking a guy who actually has a character or whatever and does good shit. And fucking Toxic Attraction, at least. I'm not a fan of Gigi Dolan. I'm not a fan of her orange hair and her basically, sucking a tampon. That's a turnoff. But at least, Toxic Attraction, they're trying to be like females, hot stuff, PG version of the Attitude Era chicks. And that's cool. I love it, If you guys really loved NXT, like, why the fuck? And again, like, apparently Triple H, again, he was still in charge up until the fucking call for NXT, which Vince McMahon got more in charge of, but he was still like somewhat in charge, but he didn't really got much in charge because of the fucking heart attack that he had, right? But he still was somewhat in charge. Apparently, he's still somewhat in charge. he's already apparently in charge of someone in WWE backstage. Like, he's there backstage. Apparently, again, proof of this. When Seth Rollins got attacked by that fan, and he tried to act like a tough guy, Triple H was backstage. And if you think that Triple H was not in charge of backstage anything WWE already, then you're fucking mistaken. It's probably not reported. But again, he's already in charge apparently, right? So if that's the case, why isn't the company better? Why isn't the show better? And I'll tell you why. Because I'm sorry, Triple H is just as bad, or if not even worse than Vince. Because apparently, with Triple H is his baby, NXT is his baby. NXT is more the same ship from the main roster, just more indie, but people pretend to care because of their indie beloved vanilla midgets. Okay? And I love Triple H, don't get me wrong. Triple H is a great wrestler. The guy should just wrestle instead. Obviously, he can't wrestle anymore because of his heart attack now. But Triple H is the fucking man. You gotta understand, though, I'm sorry, he's not this great booker as people pretend he is. And if people think, Triple H definitely should be in charge of Vince, it would not get better. If anything, it would be more worse. Why? Also, because Stephanie, even though she's, conservative, she still kind of has, I guess I can tell, an SJW feminist mentality. You know what I mean? Where the women would be in the main event more, and wrestling would be more feminine. Not, a lot of SJW shit, woke crap will go on. And it's not going to be cool. It's going to make wrestling not less cooler. And Triple H, I mean, he's not going to be like Stephanie, but he's going to still put the women in the main event because, apparently he's going to pretend to care about the women's wrestling. But he's also attracted to she-hulky bitches. What the fuck, bruh? And again, he wants to cater to the smarks for some reason. Why? Why? Come on, and that's again, wrestling. There's a problem with wrestling. There's no characters, no storylines, no actual wrestling. Wrestling's not supposed to be about 5-star wrestling match, long, boring ass matches. A wrestling match could be good if it's short, or it's gotta have a purpose. Obviously, not every match needs to fucking be appealing to Dave Meltzer bullshit. And that's the problem with wrestling nowadays. Try to appeal to Dave Meltzer. That's what last year with AEW. Wrestling would not be better. Again, look at outside of WWE. Wrestling, everything else in wrestling sucks. Fucking the alternative, the fucking competition, AEW sucks. Fucking, it's just the same bullshit as NXT. It's just presented in the grander stage. Well, it's they have a TV deal or whatever. But again, you just basically the same shit. No characters, no storylines, no build up. Fucking the boring ass matches, but no characters and shit, and no fucking logic or reason. Bunch of fucking indie bullshit, gymnastics crap. But, that's good apparently, even though that's fucking, killing wrestling. And that's why people don't watch. That's why fucking normal people watch. And again, that's why fucking a lot of these weird fans are watching. That's why you have a lot of weird fucking fat neck bearded mongoloid smarky fans. Not cool wrestling fans or cool people in general. People who used to watch. Back in the, all I see is that people talk about, man, wrestling used to be so cool, man. And these are people who are cool. Now you got the only people who are fans of wrestling nowadays are the fucking nerds. I'm sorry, that's not cool, man. I want to fucking talk, wrestling used to be something dudes who are actually fucking cool, can get chicks or whatever, right? We would talk about how it's cool, It's again, how people talk about UFC, people talk about how, UFC is cool, whatever. People, that's the only thing to talk about, that, in terms of combat sports, that's cool. Wrestling is not. Obviously, to be fair, again, wrestling is fake. Oh, but fake is scripted! Shut the fuck up. Same fucking shit, okay? That's like saying fucking porn stars don't put their bodies on the line, or fucking actors, okay? It's the same fucking shit. It's just live choreography. But you have to understand that wrestling would not get better. If anything, it's gonna be worse. And definitely, it'll be even way worse if fucking even Triple H and Stephanie are not even in charge. Because if they fucking, for some reason, try and get the McMahon family out of office, because they're apparently, that's why with this whole bullshit of McMahon, that's why this is going on, revealing everything that's going on, because it's the Norman Osborn scenario. That's what they're doing, and I guess they're trying to sell to Disney or whatever. It'll be way worse. People who have no knowledge about the wrestling business and whatever, just stupid shit, it'll be way worse. The show will be way worse. Well, that's what I have to say. No knowledge. And if anything, again, I would be more in favor of Shane McMahon being in charge of WWE. Because at least with Shane McMahon, again, he's friends with Vince Russo. Shane McMahon actually acknowledges that the show sucks. He knows deep down the show sucks. Apparently, when he talks to Vince Russo. And apparently, again, there's been a lot of ideas that Shane McMahon wanted to do in WWE, and he wanted to actually be part creative. Like, but unfortunately, for some reason, it's been shot down by Vince himself, or it's just apparently it's like seen as too edgy or too risky to do. Apparently, which is like, come on, like, don't you want the show to get better? This is why Shane McMahon should be in charge. Like, and it's a darn shame he won't because he's not the favorite child, which is a sad thing, you know. It sucks. It fucking sucks. I feel bad for Shane. That's why fucking you see only just happy birthday Shane. It's fucking pathetic. It's sad. I feel bad for him. But I do think Shane McMahon like should be the one who should take in charge because he has proven he has a good mindset. But unfortunately, yeah, and yeah, stepping apparently because again, back when in '02 when Vince Russo was being brought back for a brief time. But it only lasted that short because of Stephanie. But Shane McMahon was the reason. Shane McMahon was the reason why he came back. And again, we have to acknowledge that Vince Russo did help fucking creative was better, like looking the Attitude Era. But now fucking there's a reason why he's not back, and because of fucking Stephanie. And Stephanie's like daddy's favorite girl, or whatever, So yeah, overall, I don't think wrestling would get better if Vince McMahon's out of office and whatever. It'd just be more worse. Just kind of same shit, not worse. Okay? And you guys will probably still complain no matter what, even if fucking Triple H is in charge or whatever. Because you guys could say, hey, they'll be better, Doesn't save people. Till next time. Yeah, bye. Wrestling just dead in general.